Hello and welcome to this week's LCS Power Rankings, where I cover the teams 10 through 1, give you a vibe on how I feel about them going forward and how they did last week. I changed the titling back to normal, so it's week 5 LCS Power Rankings. We're just coming off the Super Week. Well, we are coming off the Super Week. Some things were solved. I think we're getting a better idea of some teams, but also getting, some teams are getting better than we thought they'd be. At least, they had a good week. So, 10th place, TSM. This is no surprise to anybody, I'm sure. TSM are struggling big time. Lost to 100 Thieves and TL. Losing to teams up there, I don't blame teams for doing that. But losing to CLG is a problem. That was the tiebreaker. So, just to kind of move on to the next team while we're talking about them. So, CLG move up one because they beat TSM, but CLG also had a really, really good week. So, TSM, they're clearly struggling. The mid laner they picked up from China isn't doing that well. They're also having problems elsewhere. The whole team is struggling. Tactical is okay, but the whole rest of the team is. Yursan has some good moments, so I think bot lane is okay, but the rest of the team is struggling, and they're also not figuring out how to utilize bot lane properly to win. CLG, they went 2-1. They lost to IMT with a bunch of issues in pauses and things like that, but they beat TSM. They beat EG. The EG win's a big win. How many people probably thought CLG would beat EG going in that game? Not many, but CLG played all right. They need to. It was the Yumi show in that game. It was a close game too. So they barely eked it out. I don't really feel like they are going to be a playoff team or anything, but it was a nice win for them. And Poom played well on the Yumi. 8th place. This is where it kind of, a team's getting better, but also has some question marks. So IMT are getting better. Beat CLG, beat Flyquest, lost to Golden Guardians. All those teams are in your wheelhouse. This is about where they are. 8th place. They're meh. Borderline playoff team because 8 teams make it, but meh nonetheless. They are working on figuring out who their AD carry is because they went with Wild Turtle in one game and Arrow in the other 2 this past week. Arrow looked good in the first time he came out, but on Sunday he struggled. Wild Turtle looked good on Friday. Until they figure out what they want to do at AD carry, they're going to have problems. However, PoE did well on the Orianna. I imagine he won't get the Orianna, but if it's a mage meta Orianna, Syndra, Victor, PoE will be solid. It's when you get to the Corki and the LeBlanc and the Ahri where PoE starts to fall off a bit. So right now that's where they are. 7th place, dropping 2. Did I really have them 5th? No, I didn't. I did this wrong, which makes sense now. So Flyquest dropping 4 spots. At first I thought they were 5th last week and I dropped them 2, but no, they dropped 4 spots. So Flyquest 0-3 week, lost to EG, lost to Immortals, lost to C9, and it's a matter in which they lost. They stopped doing Smite Top, they stopped getting cute in draft, and they went 0-3, and I think they're falling back down to earth. Their record, they once got some wins early on, but now they're falling back down to earth. Kumo is a problem. Kumo needs to be put on Gragas and Malphite and things like that. Fly and Dig are very similar in build, and I've said this before. In all aspects, really, when you look over both teams, they're very similar. And, it's a battle between those two for, the 6th spot in the playoffs, or 5th spot in the playoffs. Because, they're very similar, and Fly are on struggle street. It's whoever figures it out first will end up moving on. 6th place, Golden Guardians, moving up 1 spot. So, Golden Guardians takes care of business against IMT, upsets Team Liquid. Big win against Team Liquid. That's a big win. lost to EG. You know, they lost EG. EG is up here. This is going to be in your wheelhouse now. You got to, win those games. Take care of the teams down here. Go 50-50 against those teams. And if you steal one, which they did against TL, that washes the loss against EG out, in my opinion. They offer more than Fly does in draft with weird picks for Pride Stalker. And, Blaze Olive has looked good. Lost and Ole have looked good. Licorice is a problem. Not as much as Kumo and Fake God, but I still think he is in the bottom half of top laners in the LCS. So, at least when it comes to that, I think Golden Guardians are like in this range of 6th, 7th, 8th. And that's going to be probably the same throughout the whole rest of the split. 5th place moving up one spot is Dig. Dig look really good. They lost to 100 Thieves. They beat 100 Thieves, but lost to C9 and TL. 1 and 2 against the hardest schedule probably of the weekend for anybody. River is what they live and die by. Neo struggled this past week. Blue had his moments where he struggled. They put Fake God on champions he should not be on. If, like I said, if between these two teams, whoever figures out to just figure out how to maximize their potential by putting top lane on the tank, mid lane on a carry, a more carry-oriented mid laner, they will be set. Because Blue and Takui can do it. Fake God and Kumo cannot. They cannot be. They cannot carry games for you. And in bot lane, get creative. Put Biofrost on something kind of wild down there. Biofrost has shown in the past he's capable of doing things like that. And they have a better chance. Put River on something. Let River get to pick what he wants to play. And you may get somewhere. River is he is the best player on the team. By far. So he should be getting more prio and draft and team composition, work your team composition around him. Dropping 2 spots, 100 Thieves. So I'm punishing 100 Thieves for losing to Dig. You beat TSM, that's not a shocker. You should do that. But lost to C9 and Dig. They're very standard and boring, and they're not getting creative. And I think that over time, you can play one thing really well, but I think they need to, kind of similar to Dig, start giving Huhi more opportunities on champions that can do more. Give him the sets, give him it'd be kind of crazy. I don't know how much, it's not in the meta, but like an Alistar. Give him something that he can go and make plays, create things, because Huhi can do that. Huhi comes from different angles, and he's able to create plays, and that is good for them. Because, in other areas of the Rift, they're struggling. Abadage is struggling. He is being exposed right now in mid lane. 3rd place, EG. EG went 2-1. They moved up 2 spots to 3rd. With Flyquest dropping, all these guys are moving up. So, 3rd place, EG. Beat Flyquest, who was up here, so that was a good win at the time. Beat GG, barely lost to CLG. They came really close to a 3-0 week, so I'm not going to really fault them for that. They shouldn't have left the Zarya up against CLG. That was a mistake. But they're getting better. Jojo Pune takes them as far as he can. If Jojo Pune cannot lose them games and is decent, they will get far. That's pretty much what it comes down to for them. Like, JoJo's still young, getting better by the week. And as far as, he can take them, they will go. If he fails, screws up, they're going to have trouble. But as long as he doesn't do that, they should win games. 2nd place, moving up 2 spots, C9. And then 1st place, TL, who doesn't move at all. So C9, I dropped them 2 spots before, despite their record being fine a couple weeks ago, because I said, or last week, because, LS is gone. Let's figure out what they're going to do, and see what the team looks like in a couple weeks to get a better idea. Are they still a top team or not? And clearly they are. Summit is absolutely dumpstering top lane. He is hard carrying them to victories. Fudge is doing what he's supposed to do in mid, stabilizing the game. Berserker's doing his job. Blabber's doing his job. Winsome is a liability. But, I mean, if your liability is going to be your support, let it be your support, because in the end, your carries are going to get you there. TL went 2-1, losing to Golden Guardians. I mean, without Core, I'm not going to take them out. We know what this team is with Core JJ, and, I mean, they went 2-1 with Isla. So, with Core, I'm going to... No offense to Golden Guardians, but that's a 3-0 week probably. I mean, TL at 100% are nasty. C9 have, like I've said, since day one, even with LS. C9 have the variability, had the variability at the time to be from first to like fifth. Because on paper, they have a young team with a lot of question marks. And right now, the way they're probably playing the best League of Legends right now. But TL, that standard... I mean, not the standard, but just what they are in every role. They are solid in every role. There's no weakness on TL. So, right now, I have probably, right now, the tier list, the way I'm thinking about things, we have a line here, and probably a line here. We have 4 tiers of teams right now in the LCS. Last week, it was like 1 in everybody else. So, like, TL and C9 clearly are the best 2 teams. EG and 100 Thieves are kind of you know, EG coming up, 100 Thieves going down. Dig, GG, Fly are all very similar. I mean, I can't emphasize enough how similar these 2 teams are in build. IMT, depending on who they pick as AD carry, maybe they are an 8th place team. And then these 2, I mean, they're just, CLG might have went 2-1, but they're not very good. So, thank you for watching this video. If you like this sort of content, like, comment, subscribe. If you have a take of your own, if you think that, you know, how would you feel about Dig, Fly, GG, IMT, things like that. I do this for all 4 major regions. LEC came out yesterday, LCK Tuesday, and LSPL Monday. If you want to catch those videos to get kind of an update on how those regions are going, you can do that. As well as watch maybe, you know, tidbits of my League of Legends Roundup, which I do every morning, where I cover the games in the 4 major regions that happen every day. Most days it ends up being, I mean, Monday through Thursday it is LPL, and then LPL LCK. But if there's a really good matchup, like, I mean, I'm filming this on Wednesday. This morning, Weibo and RNG played a 2-game series. You could get the highlights on that. 2 top 5 teams in the world. But, yeah, so... Thank you for watching this content, and hope you come back for more.